What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys. 250,000 streams worldwide. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So I thank you for the shares, the downloads, the word of mouth, the everything else that y'all been doing to get me out there. I appreciate you. I love you. So you guys know I like to bring in some guest stars, you know what I'm saying, some people of influence that are the giant in their industry, in their niche. I have the CEO of Clumps of Mascara, the beautiful Miss Brittany Minor. Brittany, how you do?
Hey, Ash. I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing fabulous, darling. Fabulous, fabulosity, darling. So, that is good. That is a good thing. We want to be fabulous, you know? Like you said, we're about to go into the weekend. Good vibes. Nothing but good positive energy. We're claiming that.
Yes, agreed.
All right, Brittany. So, let our audience know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
I'm based out of Orlando, and I pretty much claim the entire state of Florida because I was born in South Florida, raised in North Florida, and went to school and currently live in Central Florida. So the entire state belongs to me. Thank you very much.
Hey, we gonna take that. She put it out into the universe, you guys. Nobody else has claimed it. No, I've never heard anybody claim it like that. So, she got dibs.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Brittany, I don't even know where to begin. Because your blog has transformed from simply just a written blog to literally this lifestyle brand, and it continues to grow and continues to flourish and evolve. Before this decade plus of work that you've cultivated, what were you doing?
I started Clumps of Mascara when I was 21, 22 years old. So before that, I was a college student. A lot of my experience years before branding and blogging and social media was just trying to figure myself out. Hence, I still have not figured myself out yet, but I'm working on that, and I don't even know if we ever figure ourselves out.
Yeah.
But that's what I was doing. I was a college student, and I started the blog about a few weeks before I graduated with my BA in Africana Studies. So that's what my life was right before I got into all this fun stuff.
Okay. So when did you realize that your blog was definitely more than just this written copy sitting up on the internet?
I think I realized I had a voice. Clumps of Mascara is 10 years old as of June 2017. Yeah. I think I realized I had a voice and people actually liked me, not 5 years in. I knew people liked me and followed me, and they appreciated my voice and pictures and candid conversations. But I think it was 5 years in when Essence reached out to me, and they were working with a couple of other bloggers, and they wanted to feature our words in their magazine. And years ago, my goal in life was to write for Essence magazine. To me, it was, the Juilliard for people who want to dance and be on Broadway. It was the it thing for me. And they reached out to me and said, "Hey, Brittany, we love what you're doing. We would love to feature you." I felt like I made it. That's when I realized, Mama, I made it. Like, I wasn't just playing on the internet anymore.
Yeah.
And that's always, that happened a little over 5 years ago, and I still have the magazine. I have it in my room. It's just kind of my memory. It reminds me of why I do what I do, because everybody doesn't always reach their big goals, and that was my biggest goal at the time. So that's it.
I mean, that's a huge accomplishment that many people will never see in their lifetime. So the fact that you have that is, it speaks volumes, and it's always something that you can be proud of. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. Yeah, girl, it's all mine. Like Florida. Uh-huh.
All right, so as you were building the brand and starting to see this evolution from blog to lifestyle brand, what were some of the obstacles that you were facing?
At the time that when I started out, was strictly beauty. So Clumps of Mascara, obviously, I was really big in mascara reviews. And it sounds silly if you think about it now, but back in the day, we talked a lot about mascaras. I did
Yeah.
mascara Mondays, and so people were used to seeing me talking about very specific brands and products, and I would go to stores and department stores for launches, and I was a fanatic beauty girl. And I made the transition when my life changed. So, I mean, think about it. I started Clumps of Mascara at 22, 21, 22, and 10 years later, I'm 32. I'm not in the same place. I don't have the same interests. I don't have the same walk as I did when I first started. So I slowly tried to transition from all things beauty to I became a mother. I got married, and I try to sprinkle those things in the blog and cross my fingers that people would still care. Because you can't expect, I mean, think about it. If you read Sports Illustrated and they start featuring, if they go from talking about sports to cars, you know, maybe 1 month it's a quarter of the magazine is about cars, and the next month half of the magazine is about cars. You're losing the people who were following you for sports. Yeah. And I wanted to kind of be gentle and thoughtful with my readers. I wanted to let them know that, hey guys, I still have makeup. I'm not going anywhere, but my life is shifting, and I want you to stay with me. And thankfully, it's been a really, really good success. My numbers aren't as massive as they used to be. So I think a lot of people, you know, I don't take it personally when they don't follow me because I'm not strictly beauty. But a lot of people fell off because they're like, oh my gosh, are you not doing mascara on Monday anymore? Oh no, I'm leaving. But a lot of people who don't give a darn about makeup are supportive of my work. And so the evolution has been difficult, challenging. I've lost a lot. I feel like I've lost my voice a lot, and then I've tried to find it again, and then sometimes I'm losing it because of mom life and other personal issues and concerns. But I'm always evolving. I have not yet reached my level of evolution, so I'm still going and growing.
That's right, and we continue to grow, and like you said, jump into different phases and stages. You know, you should not be the person that you were 10 years ago. Neither should I or anyone else. We should all
no one.
We should all look to evolve and become better and find ways of becoming better people, and you know, to reach out and help one another. So no, you definitely, you're on the right street. You're on the right street. Now, what I love most about you is your style. And that's even within the copy, within videos, and any of your social platforms. You are just 100% yourself. And I wanted to get some insight from you as far as I don't know if you're a fan of HBO's Insecure. Have you been paying attention?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Issa Rae. Issa Rae, you know, she's doing her thing, you know, because I was a big fan of Issa, like, you know, Awkward Black Girl. That was my joint.
What?
I was everywhere. So how stoked were you when you heard Issa was coming to HBO? I mean, I was...
It felt like she was like my older cousin or something, you know. Because I always felt like the Awkward Black Girl, so I always resonated with her YouTube series, Awkward Black Girl. It's just, I really could connect with that. And when I found out she was going to HBO, I'm like, Mama, we made it. Like, I felt like we all made it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm proud of her.
Yes, because I think that she definitely represents a portion of the population that is just, before her wasn't really represented. It was either, okay, you fell into this category, that category. I mean, I'm pretty awkward, Brittany. I am. And I don't care no more. And I stopped caring. Many, many years ago. I just gave without a care anymore. And I'm just going to be me. And to have her out there in the media, in the limelight of it, and actually showcasing, wow, there's another, you know, aspect of women and beautiful black women, you know, team natural, yes, chocolate, yes, you educated, yes, you know what I'm saying? And it just really, it just fires me up. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of her for,
I love it.
For making, you know, for being courageous enough to say, you know what, I want to be that voice. Not necessarily saying that she's saying, oh, I'm a voice to all other, you know, awkward black people, but her example has opened up the door for more and more people to come out and be okay with themselves being awkward.
I agree. I'm grateful for it because, like you said, there wasn't an image of awkward. I mean, I think in terms of Awkward Black Girl, all we had was maybe Denise from the Cosby Show because she was kind of quirky. Yeah. You know what I mean? She wasn't super cool and popular. She was kind of alternative. She didn't have she had natural different hair and it was locked up, and that wasn't a thing back then. So she was kind of an awkward black girl, but Issa Rae brought it on home. So I'm thrilled for everything that she's doing.
She brought it back for the rest of us. You know, say that we're underrepresented in the media. So I love her. I love it, love it, love it. And I definitely been tuned to this season. It's been quite interesting. I ain't gonna spoil it for y'all.
I haven't watched it yet, so don't tell me.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. But you need to.
I'm so much of a millennial that I can't even watch TV shows anymore until it's the entire season. Because I'm like, I can't sit here. My nerves too bad. Wait every week for an episode. I just want to binge. I blame Netflix.
It's a problem. It is a problem. But also now, you know, with all the apps and stuff now, it's like I can catch it on the road. Because now with me traveling and stuff, like I think it comes on Sundays. I don't even know when it comes on. I'm just like, okay, well, let me just, you know.
Catch it when you catch it.
Exactly. Let me just binge watch it, you know, Thursday night or something. But it's been
bad news is when you wait until later to watch it, much later than everybody's already seen it. They're talking about it. There's conversation. You see all the hashtags.
You feel left out.
Like, why should I be too hard? I don't even know. So I just have to kind of shield myself for a few more weeks and then I'll hop in.
All right. So like I said, shout out to Issa Rae. You know what I'm saying? Doing your thing, girl.
Yes.
But back on to Clumps of Mascara. Okay. So you've transitioned the blog from being, you know, specifically about makeup stuff to being more lifestyle. Now you're a wife. Now you're a mom. Now things are completely different and changed. And it's been quite interesting to kind of watch you in that evolution of going from talking about, you know, the latest mascara craze to now, you know, you're talking about, you know, things that people don't talk about with parenting or things that you kind of had to learn along the way. And where did you find the courage to share some of these things? Because, I mean, these are some things that a lot of people may, you know, figure, oh, I'm going to keep this to myself. I messed this up, so I'm just going to, you know, keep this to the side. What allowed you to open up about your own personal experience?
I think I realized that how it feels to be alone in your thoughts. And all kinds of lifestyles, parenting, professional life, people who love to travel. Sometimes you can feel so isolated, even though so many people are going through the same thing you are.
Yeah.
And I specifically was trapped in how I felt as a mother. It was such a lonely. My oldest is almost 5 now, so I'm a little bit more comfortable, and I've found my tribe of mothers who kind of feel the same way I feel with a lot of things. Yeah. But for the longest, I felt alone. I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Breastfeeding sucked. Why was everybody talking about how great it was? I hated it. People have kids and 2 days later they want to have more kids. I didn't want to do that right away. I just had all these thoughts and feelings that I didn't see my other friends exhibit. I didn't see anyone exhibit. I felt so alone. And I thought to myself, I know I can't be the only one who thinks breastfeeding sucks. I know I can't be the only one who hates traveling with their kids. And when you talk about these things as it relates to parenting, people think you hate being a parent. They associate your honesty with, oh my gosh, does she not like her kids? How does she not want to be a stay-at-home mom? It's the best thing in the world. I mean, I know that you went to college and you have all the debt and you need to work for a living, and but how could you? There's just all these assumptions are made about women. Men don't have to deal with it, in my knowledge, but all these assumptions, women and mothers, and I was sick of it. I was just so sick of the mommy wars and the pitting each other, stay-at-home mom versus working mom and breastfeeding versus dog, and just all these silly things. So I started to write from a level of wanting to have a voice for the women who maybe don't think like what society says we should think like. And that's how I started. It was a combination of my feeling alone plus being pissed that everyone is always talking about the drama and there wasn't a voice for the women who were maybe on the other side. And there's a lot of drama comes with that. A lot of my most popular pieces have been very controversial, and I knew that when I wrote them, and good, because I like to start conversations. I love when people disagree with me. I do. People are like, oh, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I love to start conversation. Yeah. And if it means that, it may not mean that we agree. We don't have to end this. We could disagree, and you prove your point, I try to prove my point. And if we don't see eye to eye, no problem. But I love to at least have a conversation. And I love writing those kind of articles. It's fun for me. And it makes me feel like I'm providing a voice for the women and mothers. And it's not always just parenting pieces, but a lot of it is parenting pieces. It just helps me feel like I'm providing a voice for women who feel alone. Because I don't know why a lot of women are mothers. Why are we so alone? Why do we feel so as if we don't have a tribe? And it's social media has made us feel like we aren't as connected. And then you have Instagram that has all these perfect mommies and their perfect babies and their stage photos. And it's a vision that doesn't exist in real life. And yet we're still alone because we feel like we can't connect with the images that we see. And it's just, I'm sick of it. So I'm all about supporting and talking about things that are alternative and not so popular.
Since you've been a mother, what has been your most controversial post, and how did you handle that heat?
Oh my gosh, there was so many. I recently wrote a post that was picked up by a couple of popular publications. Most of my posts regarding parenting are also involving culture, blackness, racial inequalities, and injustices. So I wrote a post called I can't remember the name of it, Why I'm Teaching My Preschooler to Defend Her Blackness. Right. And it was basically, to sum it up, it was a post about how I proudly wrap my daughter's hair up in head wraps, and she wears all these radical T-shirts, and she wears black-owned, businesses on her. I'm teaching her how to be a proud black girl because I want her to defend her blackness when people question it. Because black women, we deal with this all the time. We're always being questioned. Are we good enough? Oh, you speak so nice for one of them. Oh, you're so beautiful for a dark skinned girl. Oh, your hair is so nice. And I want her to stand firm in her culture, in her blackness, and she's got to be proud. She's got to be proud at 4 years old. And that article, I wrote it in a way that also preached, just because my daughter is a proud black girl who understands and knows what Juneteenth is, who has had a age-appropriate conversation about slavery and civil rights movement and countries in Africa. She knows all these things, but she still is tolerant and accepting and loving of everyone.
So, Brittany, where can people see you next?
I will be at Blogalicious, which is in October. Yes, it's in Miami again. Blogalicious was Miami, I want to say. I don't want to be incorrect, but they were there a few years ago, and I had a blast there too. So I'll be there. I'm going to be doing my session's going to be how to network and how to be an influencer when you're introverted and awkward AF. That's what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be for my ladies and guys who are just, they know they have the power and the voice. But, oh my gosh, people kind of stress them out, and they feel awkward and timid, and they don't know how to, because it's a very loud world. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to be your bright self in a very bright world. So that'll be fun.
That's going to be a good time. And what advice can you offer to our audience, anyone that's listening right now that wants to start a blog or maybe wants to open up a company or anything of that nature? What advice would you offer today?
Do it and stop making excuses. I don't have the money, girl. I hate my job. I'm gonna wait until I do this. Shut up. I'm a very tough love kind of advice giver. So I don't sit here and talk about woo woo woo. No, girl, shut up and do it. You already have what you need to get what you want. And yes, it would be nice to have an extra $30,000 or to have mentors who can help, propel you to where you want to be and be in the place you really want to be. But right now, with what you have, you got it. And so make a to-do list, smart goals, set goals that you can realistically achieve, give yourself timelines, and make it happen. That's it.
Sounds like a plan. CEO of Clumps of Mascara, Miss Brittany Minor. Thank you so much, Brittany. Let our audience know the best way to get in contact with you and keep up with everything that you're doing.
You guys can find me clumpsofmascara.com, and then I'm Clumps of Mascara across all of the social media channels. So I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a banging Facebook group called the Clumps of Mascara Lounge. They're supportive, wonderful women. And then my email is Brittany@clumpsofmascara.com.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for passing through and dropping some gemstones on us, some positive energy, some positive vibes.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. And thank you to each and every one of you guys who have been downloading the show, streaming us worldwide. The takeover is happening. It's not a matter of if. It's underway. I'm just putting it out there in the universe in case you didn't know. It's underway. And anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, it's cool, it's fun, but real life is so much better. I'll holler at y'all later.